And there's been a recent surge in the number of callers claiming to be the IRS.
Taxpayers all over the U.S. are being targeted and conned into paying money they don't owe. WENY's Aisha McKenzie is here with more. Good evening, Aisha.
Candace and Ben, the IRS phone scam has claimed thousands of victims nationwide. The callers tell taxpayers that they owe money, and if they don't pay, it will result in criminal charges. I spoke with some local officials today who gave insight on what to look for if you think you are being scammed. IRS scammers are targeting people all over the nation. They are giving fake IRS badge numbers and knowing the last 4 digits of a person's social to trick unknowing taxpayers. Tammy Leff of Jackson Hewitt says that scammers will call from a number that states it is the Internal Revenue Service, but she warns taxpayers not to trust it, and she says to
immediately hang up. Because again, if it's from the IRS, you would have received a letter in the mail first.
According to the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, there has been over 20,000 IRS reported scams this tax season. Fake IRS officials tell unsuspected victims that they owe money, and if they don't pay up, it'll lead to their arrest, loss of business, and even deportation. They will claim that they can only take credit card, or you must wire your money to an account.
Please, whatever you do, do not give out any information over the phone, no credit card information. The IRS does not do direct wire transfers.
Officials say that over $1 million has been paid as a result of the scam, and they want innocent taxpayers to be alert and aware. Local police say they've received quite a few reports of phone scams. They urge people to be careful when they receive skeptical phone calls.
If you think you have been scammed, contact the police department or some other government agency to try to find out and report this. If you think something's suspicious, if you get a suspicious letter or phone call or email, do not give up any personal information.
If you think you are the victim of an IRS phone scam or have received any skeptical calls, just call local police or the IRS. Aisha McKenzie, WENY News.
Thanks, Aisha. As supporters of a higher minimum wage prepare to bus into the southern tier, Congressman Tom Reed says he fears the increase, saying it would cost the state in jobs. In a phone interview earlier this morning, Reed says although it's a fair debate to take a look at the hourly rate, as it hasn't been looked at for many years, he's concerned about jobs being lost if the wage were to increase. Federally, there is an effort to raise the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. Reed says having done it on the state or doing it on the state level may be the best avenue to go down.
Holding accountable the officials in the state capitals that make these determinations to say, hey, you decided to raise the wage, and if there's a corresponding negative impact to it, then the people need to be aware that that has occurred.
Reed says he does understand the debate on this topic.
And could Governor Cuomo's approval rating be slipping? Well, that's the word from the latest Siena poll, but the governor still leads Rob Ascitrino by 35 points. The survey released today by Siena College shows Cuomo leading by 61 to 26%. That's down from 64 to 22% last month. Now, about 47% of voters say a Republican candidate could beat Cuomo in the next election.
The Elmira Heights School Board is set to talk about their finances at their budget meeting tonight at Edison High School. According to the Star-Gazette, the meeting starts at 7 o'clock in the community room at Thomas Edison High School. The board is scheduled to do a final review of the proposed 2014-15 budget. It totals about $20 million and raises property taxes by 1.21%. The presentation could show non-required programs and personnel that the district could consider eliminating to save up to $1.5 million. The list includes athletics, teachers, clerks, aides, and assistants.
And as Watkins Glen Central School District prepares for its next year's consolidation, parents and teachers are planning for the move with a series of informational sessions. The district broke ground in June 2013 on its consolidation project, downsizing the district's facilities to one campus and closing the existing middle school. Groups have been meeting since September, but as the move approaches, more meetings have been added. There's another one tonight at 6:30 in the high school auditorium. Plans are underway for a closing event at the middle school this June.
Budget negotiations are continuing in Albany as lawmakers try to get a budget in line to pass by the end of March. Among the main issues this year, property tax relief, universal pre-kindergarten programs, and campaign finance reform. According to News Talk WHCU, State Senator James Seward says he's focused on increasing education aid for schools to address gap elimination adjustment. The Senate budget resolution increases school aid by more than $800 million from last year.
And coming up, we've got the latest on Malaysian Air Flight 370.
We'll tell you what the Malaysian Prime Minister is saying. Good evening, Joe.
Well, good evening. A couple chilly days to get through here, but a nice warm up by the end of the week. We'll have much more in Maine weather coming up right after the break. Now here's a live look at our Crystal City sky cam. You're watching WENY News at 6.